We live? Are audible to you guys? Hello, guys. We're live. Yes, we are live. So, hello everyone. Before we go any further, I would like you to tell. I would like to tell you one thing. Keep your social distance. Keep your distance from everyone else. Stay away. I know this is hard time not only for you. It's for the entire state, country, world. The entire world is facing the situation right now where corona, if you observe carefully, if you see, number of corona cases have again started rising up rapidly. The second wave is here. So I would like you guys to stay at home and stay safe for now. Okay, till we get a vaccine, stay at home, stay safe. कोई जल्दी नहीं है, and keep your distance like this guy here. Look at this guy making wonderful things. Like he's doing the right thing. If someone is coming close to him, he's going away. So I want you guys also to maintain your keep social distancing, stay at home, stay safe, and wash your hands regularly. The second wave is out in the world, but right now in India we don't know how things will be. Stay at home. And while you are staying at home, crack IIT-JEE with India's largest platform, which is an academy. Yes, get the plus subscription to access unlimited live and recorded courses from all the teachers in the entire country, not just one place, but from the entire country. Yeah. So this is how the learning app looks. We have a daily quiz show which is being planned by. I am having a quiz show every day there. You have live interactions and everything awesome happens in the Unacademy learning app. So install the app right away. This is how it looks. So that's it. And about me, well, I'm N Srikant. I did my BTech from IIT Kharagpur with I got an AIR of 385. I've been guiding you guys for the last 4+ years. You guys call me human calculator. Well, you'll know as we go in my class. And I'm a Sunrisers fan and go Sunrisers today. And DC is equally marvelous, if not better. I'm a DC fan. Joker ka big fan hu main. So if anything you want to say about Marvel being better than DC or anything, feel free to comment here. And don't forget to like, share the videos. Okay, don't forget to like and share the videos. Just this is Let's Crack the IIT-JEE in English. This is a special program by Unacademy only in English for you guys who have trouble understanding this in Hindi. जिसको हिंदी में टफ लग रहा है, this is the place and this is the channel. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe to the channel. We are close to 1,000 subscribers, so I want you guys to hit 1,000 as soon as possible. Okay, I want you guys to hit 1,000 as soon as possible. Come on, guys. So that's it about me. So this is the program I've launched for you guys on Unacademy. It's called Ad Astra. It means aim for the stars and crack IIT-JEE. Ad Astra means aiming for the stars. You have to aim for the stars. It's like a movie name basically. A movie name hai actually Ad Astra. Movie dekh ke movie. That's what made me write this name. You have to aim for the stars and crack JEE. You should not just feel like IIT-JEE is the only target you have in life. You have to have a bigger target and IIT being one of them. That is how you have to broaden your perspective that way so that you can that will be the ideal case of cracking IIT-JEE. Okay. So yes. So okay, wait, just give me one moment. This is current electricity number 9. By the way, we are discussing this current chapter is current electricity. This is the current electricity 9th episode of current electricity. We will be doing only problems today. Before we go to problems, I want to tell you a little about. We were discussing these instruments yesterday, so I want to tell you what a fuse wire does. We won't be solving any problems on this. Hello Siddheshwar Achiever. Hello Saket Physics. Good evening, guys. Today we'll have loads of problems. So let's see who gets the answers first. A fuse wire for an electric circuit is in keeping in the view that the value of safe current through the circuit. So fuse will balance the current through the circuit. Okay, if too much current flows through it, the fuse wire will burn so that it is in series with the whole system. If you observe carefully, the entire home appliances, everything will have 220 volts. No, every instrument is having 220 volts. What is the meaning of it? It means that everything will be in parallel. all home appliances will be in parallel with each other. Okay, like bulbs, TVs, refrigerators, washing machines, DVD players, computers, electric fans, uh, anything which is available, fans, chargers, projectors, everything. Okay, so for them, when too much current flows through those devices, suppose one device has a small problem and too much current flows through it, what will happen? That the device will get damaged. No, device will catch fire, device will get damaged, and we know all how expensive all the devices are. Like TVs, bulb ko chhod do, but refrigerators, washing machines, TVs, computers, these are very costly devices. Sim 24, I think he didn't come today. Okay, so all these things. So all these things, to protect these devices, a fuse is introduced such that it will take it the moment their current increases a certain limit, it will just break. The fuse will break the circuit, it will melt or something and break the circuit such that the excess current does not flow into all these devices. So what are the properties of it? The fuse wire should have high resistance per unit length and low melting point. Of course, low melting point hona hi hai. It should be having low melting point. Otherwise, if it does not melt, so much current will pass through. Suddenly, lot of heat, everything is getting damaged. Fuse wire, nothing is happening. मतलब ऐसा fuse wire है तो क्या use है? What is the use of a fuse which does not fuse? Fuse, the name itself tells it is going to melt. It's not chocolate. Fuse is not the chocolate. It is fusing means melting. So it should melt very quickly. A fuse will have low melting point. However, the melting point of the material of fuse wire should be above the temperature, and that will be reached on the passage of current through the circuit. Yeah, that is obvious. No, नंबर क्यों नहीं देते फॉर डाउट्स? मतलब नंबर वैसे दे सकते हैं क्या इसमें? पता नहीं. ठीक है, दे देता हूँ यार, क्या ही है. 9533607557. Hello, don't ping me saying hi sir, just send me doubts, I will reply to them. Okay, all right. तो ये है. तो however the melting point of the material of fuse wire should be above the temperature. मतलब तो ऑन करते ही फ्यूज, अगर फ्यूज तो उड़ना नहीं चाहिए, राइट? जब तुम स्विच ऑन किया तुरंत फ्यूज उड़ गया तो क्या यूज है? फिर से फ्यूज ऑन करो, फिर से इसको ऑन करो, फिर से फ्यूज उड़ जाएगा. इट शुड बी हैविंग melting point of material should be above the temperature that will be reached on more normal passage of current. It should only be made to absorb to fuse when excess current flows through. Okay, that is why most of the time when you load too much with your 220 volt this thing, the fuse will fall. Remember, why will it fall? Because too much current is flowing through it. Very standard logical observation you can do. Next, a fuse is made of alloys of lead and tin. It is made of lead and tin. And a fuse, length of a fuse wire is immaterial. मतलब कितना भी length हो, it doesn't matter because it fuses one place. That's it, over. No connection anymore. It fuses in one place and there's no connection anymore. It is done, sorted. Okay. So now let's start solving problems. Okay. Today we're going to have only problems. बहुत सारे खूब सारे problems हैं हमारे पास. So let's start solving it. And if you like the board, or if you like the questions, or if you like the approach we are going to have, don't forget to hit the like button there. Okay, definitely. All right. An ammeter and a voltmeter are connected in series to a battery with EMF 10 volts. When a certain resistance is connected in parallel to the voltmeter, in parallel with the voltmeter, the reading of the voltmeter decreases 3 times, whereas the reading of the ammeter increases 2 times. ये must question है. मतलब एक ammeter है, तो and then there is a voltmeter. और इसके अक्रॉस एक रेजिस्टेंस डाल दिया गया है. After the connect voltmeter reading after connection of the resistance, this is 10 volts. So okay, hello Sairam Garu, good evening Amma. Okay, Siddeshwar, welcome. You're actually new here, but we are at the last point of our chapter today, and tomorrow we will be starting in this coming week we will be starting a new topic again. All right. So I will be asking you guys also to put it in the comment section what topic you want me to cover for the next coming topic. बिकॉज यार सब लोग फ्लो ही में जा रहे हैं, एवरीवन इज गोइंग विद द फ्लो, सो आई वांटेड टू हेल्प यू गाइस विद टॉपिक्स व्हिच यू गाइस वांट. Hello Amma, good evening. So next, an ammeter and voltmeter are connected in series to a battery with EMF of 10 volts. Okay. Now once the resistance is connected, the voltage becomes, voltmeter decreases 3 times. The reading in the voltmeter reduces 3 times, which means the moment the resistance is introduced here, what is happening? The potential drop across this is happening to be 1 by 3 times. ठीक है. The reading of the ammeter becomes 2 times. तो इसमें इसका मान लो इसका आर वी लिख दो. ठीक है. Initially there is one current I. So what can we say? Initially let's take current is I. So initially will be IRV is the voltage reading initially, voltmeter reading. And finally the what is the current? The current will become 2 times, so it will become 2I finally into R is equal to V by 3. तो R नहीं है, 2I into R effective will be equal to V by 3. तो R effective कितना होगा? R into RV by R plus RV. ओके, तो इसको यहाँ पे अपना लो, यू गेट 2I into R into RV by R plus RV is equal to V by 3. और I into RV अगर ये देखा जाएगा तो I into RV कितना है? I into RV is actually equal to V. तो इसको V से सब्स्टिट्यूट कर दो, we will get 2 times R into V by R plus RV is equal to V by 3. इससे सीधा हमें आ जाएगा 6R is equal to R plus RV, मतलब RV will be equal to 5 times the resistance. वोल्टमीटर का रेजिस्टेंस 5 टाइम्स द रेजिस्टेंस ऑफ दिस वायर है. ठीक है. द वोल्टमीटर रीडिंग आफ्टर कनेक्शन ऑफ द रेजिस्टेंस इज. तो अब ये एमीटर से करंट डबल दुगना फ्लो हो रहा है, राइट. द एमीटर द करंट फ्लोइंग इज डबल. RV is 5R and the current is now 2 times. So what will happen? The effective resistance became R into 5R, R into R by 5 by R plus R by 5. तो ये कितना हो जाएगा? ये हो जाएगा R by 6. Effective resistance became R by 6 and the voltmeter and the current doubled, which implies effective resistance now will be IR by 3. Initially it was IR which is equal to V, now it will become IR by 3. Getting it? So now one more thing you have to understand here. Okay, so let's solve this problem again. तो इसमें let's finish this problem. Voltmeter reading after the connection of the resistance. तो यहाँ पे resistance R by 5 हो गया. This value of resistance is equal to 5 times the reading of the uh, everything. All right. So इसमें effectively what is happening? The resistance became 1 by 6 times, but the current became only 2 times. So इसका effective resistance R ले लो, R1 ले लो. So what do we get? R1 plus R effective resistance of the whole circuit will be R1 plus RV initial will be equal to R1 plus RV by 5. So RV is 5R, no? So we'll just apply this value 2 times R 5R. 5R is the initial resistance, and finally it will be 5R by 6. So if we apply this equation here, we will get R1 plus 5R is equal to 2R1 plus 5R by 6. इससे हमें क्या आ जाएगा? R1 will also be equal to 25R by 6. ठीक है, तो इसके हिसाब से initially even the ammeter has a resistance, as a result of which initially जो है उससे 3 times कम हो जाएगा, and the answer is 2 volts. Okay, yes. चलो इस क्वेश्चन को I'll explain it in a little better way. एक मिनट, let me just clear this slide. ठीक है, तो इसमें सिंपल सी बात, I'll explain it in a little more simple way. There's an ammeter and a voltmeter connected in series with a 10 volt battery, right? तो इसके अक्रॉस V1 मान लो, इस वोल्टेज इसमें सॉल्व करेंगे, इसके अक्रॉस V2 मान लो, तो what will we get? V1 plus V2 will be equal to 10 volts. This is the original equation we get, right? And finally, when a resistance R is introduced here, the current will become double. The current will become double. What is the meaning of this? When the current becomes double, the voltage across this ammeter will also double, right? Once the current doubles, this is case first equation. Second equation is when the current is doubling, I doubles. So V1 becomes 2V1. V1 final will be 2V1 and V2 will be V2 by 3 because voltage across this is dropping. So from this इससे हमें क्या आ जाएगा? 2V1 plus V2 by 3 is also equal to 10 volts. Now this is a simpler way of solving it. All right, this is a simpler way of solving it. We have V1 plus V2 is 10 volts and 2V1 plus V2 by 3 is 10 volts. So इन दोनों को equate कर दो. V1 plus V2 is equal to 10 volts. We multiply it with 2. So that is when we get the answers very easily. We subtract this. तो इससे क्या आ जाएगा? 2V2 minus V2 by 3 is equal to 10 volts. का मतलब 5V2 by 6 is equal to 10 volts. तो V2 कितना हुआ? 5V2 by 3, sorry. तो V2 कितना हुआ? 6 volts हो गया. That is the right answer. Voltmeter reading after the connection of the resistance will be by 3 of this. So initially हमें V2 आ गया. Final reading of this is how much? इसका final reading होगा V2 by 3, which is equal to 2 volts. So the answer is 2 volts. Very good. Okay, next. An ammeter and voltmeter connected in series. So the same question, if the resistance of the ammeter is 2 ohms, the resistance of the voltmeter is. So initially V1 plus V2 is equal to 10 ohms आ गया, 10 volts आ गया. Same current is flowing. And we also know V2 is equal to 6 volts and V1 will be equal to 10 minus 6, which is 4 volts. For same current, resistance is proportional to potential difference and I is same, right? V is equal to IR, so R will be proportional to potential difference. So R of voltmeter by R of ammeter will be equal to 6/4. अगर ammeter का resistance 2 है, which is 3/2, तो ammeter का resistance 2 है, तो मतलब RV कितना हुआ? RV/2 is equal to 3/2, which means resistance of the voltmeter is ohms. यार ये बहुत hypothetical question है, real life में ऐसा नहीं होता है, but then this is the answer. You getting it? Yes, awesome. Same question, the resistance of the ammeter 2 meter, then the resistance of the resistor which is added in the parallel to the voltmeter is. We already solved this, right? We will solve this again. तो मतलब initially voltage drop V है per given I. V final will be equal to 2I into R equivalent, which is equal to V by 3, no? तो इससे क्या आ गया? R equivalent will be equal to R by 6. So this is how much? R into R dash by R plus R dash. ये क्या होगा? मतलब ये resistance of voltmeter जो है, इसके across there is another R dash which is added. इसका resistance R ले लो, तो effective resistance will be R dash by R plus R dash, right? R dash by R plus R dash will be equal to R by 6 per sec. From this we get R dash is equal to R plus R dash by 6, or you can also say R dash is equal to R by 5. क्योंकि R का वैल्यू 3 था, R dash का वैल्यू कितना होगा? 3/5 ohms, which is option. तो ये हो गया एकदम सिंपल सा सॉल्यूशन, सिंपल सा सवाल, कोई टेंशन नहीं है, ग्रेट सॉल्यूशन. ऑलराइट, सो इफ यू लाइक दिस सॉल्यूशन डेफिनेटली हिट द लाइक बटन. Okay, yes, now let's go to the next question. The figure shows a Wheatstone bridge as shown here, 5 and 10 ohms. But one thing guys, one thing very important concept here, the Wheatstone bridge is in a different angle, तो इसको हम थोड़ा और लंबा करना चाहिए. One moment, I will give one page after every question. Get back to the presentation. So if P is slightly increased, हाँ ये एक hypothetical मतलब logical question है ये. This is a logical question. So I want to restructure this diagram by taking the potential cell outside. I will call this ends are B and D. This end is D and this end is E. And D से A तक एक है और C तक एक है. Both of them are connected by a galvanometer, which means the current across this is non-zero. From D to A the resistance is 5 ohms, and from D to C the resistance is 50 ohms, and from A to B the resistance is 10 ohms, and from B to C the resistance is 100 ohms. So this is how the diagram will look guys. एकदम simple सी बात है. If P is slightly increased, what is P here? P is 100 ohms and Q is 50 ohms. R is 5 ohms and S is 10 ohms. तो वर्ड्स लेटर्स भी दे दिए. If P is slightly increased, अगर यहाँ पे रेजिस्टेंस ज्यादा हुआ, so this will not be a favorable path, right? Current which is flowing initially through this side will try to flow more through this end than this end. So जब P का वैल्यू इंक्रीज होगा तो current will flow from C to A. Getting it? If the value of P increases, it's like telling, yaar, one thing I will tell all of you guys, resistances are like road bumps on a road. Current is like a freely going car. With road bumps, it has to slow down. Okay, so more road bumps means it will slow down more. So what will current do? It's a natural optimizer. So current will try to take the route where road bumps are less. It will always try to go through the most optimal path. मतलब this is the best way I analyze theoretical questions. Okay, the way of analyzing theoretical questions. जो theory, जो equations है वो सब लिख सकते हो तुम. You can do that anytime. But imagining के लिए it is very simple when you think current to be like a free flowing car and resistance to be a speed bump. So speed bumps ज़्यादा है एक road में, तो what will someone do? Some people who don't like this road will start flowing in this direction. Over. So when P is slightly increased, the current will flow from C to A. Option A is the correct answer. I hope you like the explanation. If you like the explanation, definitely hit the like button there. Okay. Next, if Q is slightly increased, सीधी सी बात है, Q यहाँ पे slightly increase है तो यहाँ से करंट ज्यादा जाएगा. Current will flow more from this, and eventually when these both are in balanced condition, the current will flow from A to C. समझ में आ रहा है? If the value of Q is slightly increased, एक बार simple से बता देते हैं. So the current is flowing through this, right? Current is flowing through this, and at this junction, the potential at C for a given situation when Q is slightly increased, for the current which is flowing, the potential at C will become less than potential at A. Another way of solving it is, so let me solve this in a different way. ऐसा है सर्क्यूट. तो यहाँ पे if this value slightly increased, if the resistance is slightly increased, the potential at this point will slightly decrease. The potential at B, potential B की D, potential at C, yes. Potential at C will slightly, so when R is increased, potential at C will slightly decrease because more resistance is happening. The potential is slightly decrease, hence current will flow from A to C. So that's a very simple method here. The best method I told you is already given by the logic that current is like a free flowing car and the resistance is like a speed breaker. Like always try to imagine when you're driving your cycle or car or bike, you will always try to go in the road which has, you'll see Google Maps. What will it show? It will show you lowest fastest path. No, current will also take the most optimum path where it will have least, it will have the most flow. So when this resistance increases naturally, when this resistance increases, more current will flow through this, and eventually here and here they have same ratio. The ratio of current flowing through this and this will be same because they are balanced, they are same. So excess current will start flowing through this. So it will flow from A to C, which we can also decide by using potential concept. All right. Awesome. Now in the circuit given in the figure, we have to find out which of the options are correct. So let me solve this problem for you guys. यहाँ क्या हो रहा है पहले देख, यहाँ से 2 ohm से current flow होगा, the current is flowing through this, and then here if you observe there are two paths, one where resistance is there, full traffic is there, another road there is no traffic on it, it's like a direct loop is there. You go here and then you reach point B, obviously current will not take the resistance because here the resistance is 0. And once you reach B, there is more resistance here, but there is no resistance here. Zoop, it will flow like this, it will flow like this, and it can just go reach the finish line. So the effective resistance, if you observe carefully, this point, points A and B are equipotential. We call them C and D are equipotential. So if you simplify it in equipotential terms, the resistance, the circuit will look like this. A, B, C, D are at the same point, right? और यहाँ से कैसा होगा, इसके बीच में ही रेजिस्टेंसेस है. There are two resistances of 4 ohms and 6 ohms like this. Will current flow through the extra parts? No, it will directly go through this. So current flowing will be how much? Current flowing will be equal to 20 by 2, which is 10 ohms. The effective resistance is 2 ohms and the current flowing is 10 amps. Sorry. Okay. And what will power be? Power will be I square R, which is 10 square into 2, which is 200 watts. तो ऑप्शन ए तो जरूर करेक्ट है, ऑप्शन बी तो गलत दिया हुआ है. द पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस अक्रॉस 4 ohm इज इक्वल टू द पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस अक्रॉस 6 ohms. इज इट करेक्ट? यू टेल मी. पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस across 4 ohm and 6 ohm is same. Is it correct? It is correct because both of them are equal to 0. Alright, and the current in the wire AB is 0. नहीं यार, पूरा करंट यहाँ से फ्लो हो रहा है 10 amps. So option A is wrong. So correct options are A and C. Getting it? So ये है इसका solution. बहुत simple solution है. बस today questions will be very simple, logical, so that we can do it with peace. Okay. Now ये आ गया एक मस्त symmetry वाला question. This is a very nice symmetric question. इसमें बहुत सिंपल से कर लेते हैं. तो by logic we can say current flowing this will be equal to current flowing this. Observe this question carefully. The current flowing this will be equal to current flowing through the next one, right? And यहाँ से भी, because and similarly current received from here will be same as current received from here, and this current is getting equally distributed among these three points resistance. This question might look difficult, but then if you observe carefully, these both are equipotential points. I'll call this point A and B, C and D. So you can write A and C are equipotential points. Similarly, B and D are equipotential points. So we'll just join both of them. अब ये equation बन जाएगा. ऐसे करके दोनों पॉइंट्स A and C को एक कर दिए. वहां से there are three resistances going. Now there will be three resistances going, all of them going to B or D, which means B or D यहाँ पे है. And finally ultimately B or D से दो resistances और बाहर they're going outside. Each of the resistances is R. So effective resistance will be how much? Now these two are in parallel, so effective resistance will be R by 2 here, followed by R by 3 in the middle, followed by R by 2 on the top. Got it? So what is the effective resistance of this entire circuit now? It will be R plus R by 3, which is equal to 4R by 3. So what is the value of N in the given question? N is equal to 4. So ये एक integer question है which is made for you guys. I hope you're liking it. I hope you're able to solve the problem. Any doubts you have, feel free to put it in the comment section below so that we can have an interaction there. Okay. Yes, very good. Now, a wire of length L and three identical cells of negligible resistance are connected in series. A wire of length L connected to three wires in series. A wire. Okay. So the temperature of the wire is raised by delta T and time T. Delta T मतलब क्या है? It is increasing by delta T. So what is the heat given? So mass of the wire into capacity of the wire into delta T will be equal to the energy given, and energy given will be equal to I square R into T, right? You can also call it as V square by R into. So ये for a given mass, the time taken will be T. So T can be written as RMS delta T by V square. You can also call it this way, but then let's not complicate it too much. We'll just leave it here. We will leave it like ms delta T is equal to V square T by R. So this is the first equation. Now he's saying that if a number n of similar cells is now connected in series with the wire of same material and cross section but double length. तो मतलब अब इस टाइप का there are n combinations, n in series, but the length is becoming double now. This length is now 2L. Here it was length. Here is 2L. Area of cross section is same. Everything is same, which means mass will now become 2m. M dash will now become how much? 2m. S will remain same. The temperature of wire is increased by same amount. Delta T finally will also be equal to delta T, and the time given is also same. Resistance will become, length is double. Resistance is rho L by A. Resistance will become double. So V will be, V dash will become V. Final velocity V dash we have to find. Final potential difference V dash we have to find. Using the same logic, we get 2m into S into delta T is equal to V dash square into T by 2R. So if you simplify this, the whole thing will become 4 times ms delta T is equal to V dash square into T by R. ms delta T is V square T by R if you observe. So 4 into V square T by R is equal to V dash square T by R. ये हो गया equation, ये दोनों cancel कर दो. V dash square is equal to 4V, which means V dash will be equal to 2V. So initially V कितना था? V initial was equal to 3 times EMF, and now V dash is 2V, which is equal to 6 times EMF. So how many number of batteries are connected in series? Its answer is 6. Understood? Yes, this is a great explanation. So if you like it, I hope you understood this. Okay. Next, the potential difference across the capacitance in the given figure is n volts. The value of n is, find the value of n. So this is the capacitor here. If you observe carefully, capacitor will store charge and will not allow current to flow through. So the current through this will be equal to 0. मतलब यहाँ से जो current flow हो रहा है, it will flow through this and it will flow through this and it will flow through this, such that eventually the current will flow through. So I'll call this I1, I2 and I. Alright, so by using the logic here, I1, the current flowing through this will not be there, which means these both can be thought to be in series, right? So if you observe, I can take this R resistance on top to be in series with this, which is in turn parallel with this. The whole setup is in series with this. So ऐसे करके we can simplify the equation. So now what will this equation effectively become? It is 2R and R in series. It will become R by 3, 2R and R in parallel. It will make it 2R by 3 plus R. So R effective will become 5R by 3. तो इसमें करंट कितना होगा? I value will be equal to 30V by 5R. मतलब V by R, no? So it is 10 volts by 5R by 3, which is nothing but 6 by R. The current flowing will be equal to 6 by R. So now if you look carefully, how will it be divided? Here the double resistance, so current will be 1/3. Here current will be double of this. Let me explain this. If you call it I1 and I2 into R is equal to I1 into 2R. So from this directly we get 2I1 is equal to I2 and we also know I1 plus I2 is equal to 6 by R. तो इन दोनों को equate करोगे तो क्या आएगा? I1 will be equal to 2 by R and I2 will be equal to 4 by R. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे करंट कितना है? 2 by R करंट फ्लो हो रहा है और यहाँ से 4 by R करंट फ्लो हो रहा है. Got it? And यहाँ पे 6 by R current flow. So if you observe, there is no current here, and the potential difference between this end and this end will be same in this direction and in this direction. तो यहाँ पे अगर potential difference V मान लो, यहाँ पे drop कितना होगा? Potential drop across C will be equal to potential drop across this plus across this, which will be equal to 2 by R. The current V is equal to IR, na? 2 by R into 2 plus 6 by R into R, which is equal to 8 volts. So this is another nice question. I hope you understood it. क्योंकि capacitor जब है, current will not flow through the current, so you can neglect that from the circuit while calculating equivalent resistance. Alright, we'll discuss more about this in the coming topics when we will discuss capacitances, inductances and resistances together. Okay, but otherwise, so this will give a heads up because there is current will be fixed here. There will be plus Q minus Q charge here. But if this charge changes, the potential will change, and potential will be fixed across this both because everything will be in equilibrium and with current flow. So there won't be any current through the capacitance, because if the current is flowing through capacitance, there will be change in voltage across that, and the equation becomes more complicated. Alright. अच्छा, ये एक और मजेदार क्वेश्चन है. So what is the current through the wire AB given this particular situation? तो पहले इसका इफेक्टिव रेजिस्टेंस फाइंड आउट कर लेते हैं, उसके बाद आंसर सीधा आ जाएगा, राइट? So we know these two are in parallel, and both of them are identical. So effective resistance will be, if you take this as R and 2R, effective resistance between these both will be R1 R2 by R1 plus R2, which is 2R by 3. Similarly here also it is 2R by 3. So R effective will be equal to 4R by 3, which is nothing but 4 kilo ohms. 4 by 3 kilo ohms. Understood? And potential difference is 32 volts. तो करंट कितना होगा? V by R effective, which is 32 by 4 into 3. ये कितना हुआ? 24 मिली एम्पियर्स हो गया, बिकॉज दिस इज बाई 1000. तो ये हो गया 24 मिली एम्पियर्स. तो 24 मिली एम्पियर्स इज फ्लोइंग थ्रू दिस. तो एंड वी नो द पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस इज सेम, सो द करंट विल बी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड इनवर्सली. तो यहाँ पे 2:1 से करंट स्प्लिट होगा. 24 if you divide into 2:1, it will become 16:8, क्योंकि by 3 कर लो, into 2 कर लो, into 1 कर लो. 16:8, तो यहाँ पे करंट विल बी 8 मिली एम्पियर्स और यहाँ पे करंट 16 मिली एम्पियर्स. एग्जैक्टली उल्टा होगा यहाँ पे 8 मिली एम्पियर्स एंड यहाँ पे 16 मिली एम्पियर्स. ये 16 यहाँ से जो था यहाँ पे 8 मिली एम्पियर्स फ्लो होके इस साइड जाएगा. ओनली देन वी विल गेट बाय यूजिंग किरचॉफ्स जंक्शन लॉ. The total current flowing through AB in milliamperes will be equal to 8 milliamperes. Got it? So this is another wonderful explanation. So if you are liking this video or in general, crack IIT-JEE with India's largest platform, which is Unacademy. Alright. Get the Plus subscription to access unlimited live and recorded courses from India's best educators. So get the subscription right away. If you look at the Plus subscription, what you get with this? Simple. You get access to the best of Unacademy. This Plus subscription is your access to the best of Unacademy. What do you get with that? You get daily live classes where you can, like, every class every day, almost once in 2 days we have a daily live class which is called as the daily quiz show, which is turning out to be, this is the 14th episode which got done yesterday, which is turning out to be much more than this. We are going to start a new quiz show called as the integer quiz show, also the IQS, the integer quiz show. So we have lots of fun in the app where this is a live class. I'm having a live class where I'm putting live quizzes for you guys. Lots of guys are coming around, so we can have fun there. So definitely come to the quiz show, where in the quiz show you can chat with me on any other educator who is having a live class. You can engage in discussions, ask your doubts and answer polls all where class is going on. You can also send your solutions, send your doubts, which can be discussed in the class fully. You will be sending me a photo which I will be posting in the entire class. The class will get directly posted with the question and you can, all of us can discuss in that question. So it's a pretty cool feature there. You also have live tests and quizzes, where live tests and quizzes which are pre-made for Unacademy. The live tests and quizzes are pretty awesome. You can evaluate your performance by taking live tests, and what I believe already always is a quiz a day will keep you ready for JEE any day. A quiz a day will keep you ready for JEE any day, which means you have to keep writing tests every day, regular basis. And Unacademy has lots of such live quizzes and recorded quizzes also, recorded tests, mock tests, which will help you give a detailed analysis on your performance. Not only that, you have structured course where all our structures are in line with your exam syllabus to help you prepare best for it. Your preparation will be best if you have the structure in line with your exam syllabus. Understood? Not only that, you have unlimited access to the not only one subscription will give you access to all live and recorded courses from the best teachers at Unacademy. All of this while you are sitting at home, staying safe and staying away from Corona. So that's a great thing here. The cost of this feature is 38,500 for 1 year and 28K for 6 months. Well, this might look no large, but let me tell you one thing. What Joker said in the Dark Knight movie: when you're good at something, never do it for free. So that is what Unacademy is doing here. It is so awesome that they're charging a nominal fees. You might feel this is little more, but then let me tell you, let me break it down. Use this code NSS1 to get extra 10% off, guys. मतलब this is like Amazon sale चल रहा है यहाँ पे, ठीक है? So use 10% off होगा with using the code NSS1. All right, and the cost will reduce to 34,650 for 1 year. 34,650 for 1 year might look large, but it is actually 2,888 rupees per month. And if I break it down further, this is 32 rupees for physics, chemistry and maths per day. मतलब हर दिन if you want to do physics, chemistry, maths regularly, it costs you 32 rupees per day. Like, what are the, अब बताओ यार, अब now tell me if someone, so it is pretty nominal and it is exactly in norms with what Joker Baba said. Never do it for free when you're very good at something. And for 2 years similarly it costs 56,000, जिसका अगर NSS1 code use किए तो it becomes 50,400. This comes to 23 rupees per day on physics, chemistry and so this is the beauty of the code NSS1 and also of Unacademy, where you can get everything for 23 rupees a day. If you are cracking JEE 2022, you can look no further and go for this. Right. Now, this is another new subscription which has been given by Unacademy. It is the iconic subscription which takes your IIT-JEE preparation to the next level. How? Imagine what used to happen when you were in school. You used to have a teacher beside you who used to help you with all these, all preparation strategies and doubts and everything. But now you, lot of your students miss teachers who will help you who will guide you through preparation, like daily guidance. So for that, Unacademy has introduced this iconic subscription where you will be given a personal coach along with this. Personal coach will give you one-on-one guidance from top exam experts as your personal coach to align with your preparation strategy. What he does is he will see how you see, analyze your performance and help you with how with what chapter to improve, how to improve and all based on your test analysis, which will be given to you in a more detailed way. Every test, every question, how much time you're taking, how you are able to solve the answer, everything will be given to you based on time management, examination approach. Everything will be given to you in a personalized scale, and based on that you will be given a study planner where you will be told which chapter you're good at, you will be given less time, which chapter you're not good at, you will be asked to spend more time. A study plan will be given to you in a quarterly, in a bi-weekly or bi-weekly fashion. All this along with the analysis of your personal coach. Not only this, you will also get all benefits of this. So this is the beauty of iconic subscription. The cost of this is 56K for 1 year, but if you use the code NSS1, it becomes 50,400, which comes out to 46 rupees per day for physics, chemistry, and maths with a coach. A coach plus physics, chemistry, maths for 46 rupees a day. So that's how you break it down and realize how much it is. You break it down, it becomes to 4,200 per month. For 2 years, for those who want to teacher till JEE 2022, you can use the code NSS1 to get it down to 77,400. This comes down to 32 rupees per day. So if you're preparing daily, preparing hard for IIT-JEE, this is definitely a good option. Okay. So now let's get back to the problems here. So in the given circuit, all emitters are ideal. Then choose the correct statement. मतलब all emitters are ideal. ठीक है. तो मतलब यहाँ के across these both the potential difference will be 0. Emitters के में क्या होता है? Emitters will have 0 potential difference and only current. It will only measure current. So current, so potential difference across this will be 0 implies, तो सब जगह यहाँ पे दोनों के अक्रॉस पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस सेम है, इसके अक्रॉस पोटेंशियल सेम है, ठीक है. तो इसके अक्रॉस भी सेम होगा, मतलब इसके अक्रॉस एंड इसके अक्रॉस थोड़ा अलग होगा. लेट्स सॉल्व द होल थिंग separately. We know this potential across these both is same, which means the potential here and potential here is same, and V, but here potential is V dash and V dash, so we can solve it this way. Alright, let's take a potentials at here be 0, 0. I'll take this place to be 0 and 0. Here the potential will be V and V. Simple हो गया ना अब? Okay. तो अब यहाँ पे करंट I1 ले लो. If you observe the general readings, यहाँ पे करंट I1 ले लो. तो यहाँ पे करंट, यहाँ पे one more thing, potential difference across this is 0, which means we have to write one equation for this, that 4 into I, let's call this, इसको I1 मान लेते हैं. पहले सर्क्यूट में सब करंट्स को डिवाइड करते हैं. Let's call potentials. We divided of potentials here clearly. ठीक है. तो potentials यहाँ पे V कर दिए, यहाँ पे 0 0 कर दिए. So I will take the current flowing through this to be I2, because this is ammeter 2. I will take current across this to be I3, current across this to be I5, current across this to be I1, and current across this to be I4. तो बाकी क्या बचा है, यहाँ पे एक सिग्नल, एक जंक्शन बचा है, इसको मैं I6 कर लेता हूँ. Everywhere else we figured out everything. So one thing, we can start writing equations of Kirchhoff's loop laws, Kirchhoff's junction law. Junction law will be about measuring current, right? Junction law is about measuring current, so we can write directly I2 will be equal to I3 plus I6. This is the first equation we're gonna get. What is the equation? I2 is equal to I3 plus I6. Similarly, I4 will be equal to I3 plus I6, and same way I1 plus I5 will be equal to I2, which is also equal to I4. If you observe, I4 will be equal to I1 plus I5, and which will also be equal to I2, which means same current will flow from top and the bottom. So using that logic, now I'll apply the loop law across this. One thing I know, loop across this. All right. So first, पहले ये लिख दो. All right, I2 is equal to I3 plus I6, I4 is equal to I3 plus I6. So I2 is equal to I4 is equal to I1 plus I5, which is also equal to I3 plus I6. ये एक equation आ गया हमारे लिए. What is it? I1 plus I5 will be equal to I2 will be equal to I4 is equal to I3 plus I6. This is Kirchhoff's loop law का equation. Now we will start a junction law ka equation. This is using junction law. We found out all these values. Now let's take loop law. One thing we know, the potential here is same. So I can also say 8 minus 4 into I3 is equal to 0, which means I3 will be equal to 2 amps. I got a one equation, I3 is equal to 2 amps. Very nice. I got one equation perfectly. And across this also, if I observe, I5 in this loop from this point to this point, loop law, one loop. This is loop 1. And this I'll take it as loop 2. Okay. In loop 2, what are the equations I will get? Because they both have same potential, I will directly write 5 minus I5 into 1 is equal to 0. इससे क्या आ गया? I5 is equal to 5 amps. ये आ गया. And now we will take this entire loop. Because you know current I2 and I4 are same, I will directly write the entire loop as loop 3. इस loop को 3 मान लिया. So what will I get? 10 minus 10. The potential difference is 0. यहाँ पे plus 10 हो गया, यहाँ पे minus 10 हो गया. तो minus 3i is equal to 0. तो इससे क्या आ गया? I will be equal to 0. तो इससे क्या आ गया? I2 will be equal to I4 will be equal to 0. So reading of A2 and A4 will be 0. The reading of A2 and A4 both are 0. Option 1 आ गया हमें. तो reading of A3 कितना था? We got of I3 is 2. So इससे हमें क्या आएगा? ये दोनों 0 है. Which means this current will flow in this loop and this current will flow in this loop. So the reading of ampere of 3 will be equal to how much? 2 amperes. And the reading of 5 will be equal to reading of 1 will be equal to 5 amperes. The reading of 1 is 5 by 2 times reading of 3, which is also correct. And the reading of 2 will be equal to reading of 5, which is also correct. And the reading of A1 is 5 amperes is also correct. So the answer for this is A, B, C and D. Clear guys? तो मतलब loops का concept तो समझ में आ गया ना तुम लोगों को. So current is flowing only in this loop and only in this loop. Here and here there is no current flowing only. So this current will be 0, this current will be 0. बस यहाँ पे current कितना है? 2 amperes है और यहाँ पे current कितना है? 5 amperes है. बस उसी से solve कर दो. All right. So great. Now this is also very nice question. These kind of questions just we will use classic junction law question. Okay. This is classic junction plus voltage drop problem. Okay, this is the classic junction plus voltage drop problem. So potential at D we have to solve first. So let's take potential at D to be VD. We'll call it to be V. Okay. So what do we know? I am taking current flowing from all sides to this point will be equal to 0. So if I take current here to be IA, IB, IC, then sum of all these IA plus IB plus IC is equal to 0. Right? यहाँ पे मैं फिर से लिख दूंगा. Clear guys, आराम से, कोई जल्दी नहीं है. We will do it very slowly. I will call this current IA. I will call this current here IB. I will call this current here IC. At this junction, the potential will be V. So from this equation only, I can directly get IA plus because by using junction law, Kirchhoff's junction law, IA plus IB plus IC will be equal to 0. This is one. And one more thing, I can apply the Kirchhoff's potential here will be V no matter how you go. So I will directly write potential drop from here to here. 70 minus V by 10 will be equal to IA. Similarly, 0 minus V by 20 is equal to IB. And the third equation, 10 minus V by 30 is equal to IC. अब तीनों को ऐड करने से 0 आना चाहिए. So I will directly write 70 minus 0 by 1. I will remove the zeros. Plus 0 minus V by 2 plus 10 minus V by 3 is equal to 0. Applying these both here. So this whole thing I multiply by 6. What will I get? 70 into 6 minus 6V plus minus 3V plus 20 minus 2V is equal to 0. इससे क्या आ गया? 420 plus 20, 440 is equal to 11 volts. So V will become, potential at D is 40 is the first option which we measured to be the correct answer. The currents in the sections AD, DC and BC. AD का IA है, DB का IB है और DC का IC है. So we just substitute the values. We'll find magnitudes because the direction will become उल्टा. Direction उल्टा हो गया तो magnitude ही चाहिए ना. So magnitude of IA will be how much? 70 minus 40 by 10, which is 3 amps. And I across B will be 40 minus 0 minus 40 by 20, which is equal to 2. तो IC कितना होगा? 1 amp होगा. So 3:2:1 से आ जाएगा, which is the correct option. B is also correct. And the network draws a total power of 200 volts. देखते हैं. I1 square R1 plus I2 square R2 plus I3 square R3. So I1 square into IA square into RA, which is 3 square into 10. Power total will be I1 square R1, IA square RA plus IB square RB plus IC square RC, which will be equal to IA is 3 amps, 3 square into RA plus 2 square into RB plus 3 square into RC. तो ये कितना होगा? 90 plus 4 into 20 is 80 plus 1 into 30 is 30. So इस total आ गया 200 watts. What is the unit of power here, by the way? So answer is A. This is it, guys. This is crystal clear solution. Agar if you want to copy these questions or solve these problems, always when I start the question, just pause the video and then solve the problem and then measure with the technique here. All right, this is a very interesting question, guys. This question is, मतलब देखने में बस दिखने में महंगा बोलते हैं ना, ऐसे टाइप का क्वेश्चन है. ठीक है. So this is the given diagram here. He is asking us to find the ratio of R1 to R2. So what is given in the question, by the way? A network or resistance is connected in R1, R2 as shown. Points of V1, points V1, V2, V3, V4 and so on, each has potential K times smaller than the previous one. Everywhere the potential will become K times smaller than the previous one. So V1 कितना हुआ? V0 by K हुआ. V2 will be V0 by K square. So Vn minus 1 will be how much? V0 by K power n minus, and Vn will be V0 by K power n. Okay, so this is how we alright, this is how we solve this. तो यहाँ पे क्या है? यहाँ पे the ratio of R1 to R2 is asked. Okay, the ratio of R1 to R2 in this particular case. पहले ठीक है, let's see. इसको हम पहले first we will take this part and solve this. जिसको solve करना चाहते हो, you can pause this video and solve it. those who don't know how to solve it, let me explain it to you in a very simple way. I will just take this circuit here. तो पहले यहाँ पे V0 था. The current here is R, the resistance here is R1, the resistance here will be R2. यहाँ resistance R1 है फिर से. यहाँ पे एक I flow हो रहा है. The potential here will be how much? V0 by K, and the potential here is V0 by K square. Getting it? So यहाँ से जो current flow हो रहा है, वहाँ it will get distributed to this end and this end, right? So the potential difference from this to the ground is V0 by K, and the potential difference across this will be V0 into K minus 1 by K. So let's not complicate it. I will just write it. We'll analyze this equation. We'll get the answer. बस इस पार्ट को एनालाइज करो, आंसर आ जाएगा. तो फर्स्ट आई विल राइट, आई विल टेक द करंट हियर टू बी I. I into R1 is equal to V0 into 1 minus 1 by K. Okay. So this I will split into two parts, I1 and I2. I1 into R2 is equal to V0 by K, because the potential is ground here. यहाँ पे V0 by K है, so potential difference V0 by K is equal to I1 into R2, and I2 into R1 will be equal to V0 by K into 1 minus 1 by K. तो simple, इसको ऐसे रुको. I will solve this even more simply for you. तो V0 इनिशियल यहाँ पे पोटेंशियल V0 by K है, और फाइनली V0 by K square है. दिस इज इक्वल टू V0 by K common 1 minus 1 by K. So if you can observe carefully, equating this equation, equating 1 and 3, 1 and 3 को अगर हम equate करेंगे, so what will you get? If you equate 1 and 3 together, we will get I2 is equal to I by K. Got it? So I1 will be equal to I into 1 minus 1 by K. तो इससे हम equation आराम से solve कर देंगे. We got I into R1 is equal to V0 into 1 minus 1 by K, while I1 is I into 1 minus 1 by K into R2 is equal to V0 by K. ठीक है, इन दोनों को डिवाइड कर दो, एक बहुत बड़ा सा इक्वेशन आएगा, पर आ जाएगा. ठीक है, R1 by K R1 by K minus 1 into R2 is equal to K minus 1 into V0 कैंसिल हो गया by K. तो R1 by R2 हो गया K minus 1 whole square by K square, which is also equal to 1 minus 1 by K whole square. एक मिनट, just give me one moment guys. तो यहाँ तक तो सब क्लियर है. Everything is clear till now, till here, till this point, so there is no doubt. So we'll just solve it again. I across R1 is this, I across R2 is this, and I across so once the current I2 flows through this, it will become like this. Okay. V0 by K minus V0 by K square, which is V0 by K into 1 minus 1. So इसमें so we directly get I2 is equal to I by K. So I1 will be equal to 1 minus 1 by K into I. Got it? तो इससे I into R1 is equal to V0. तो पहले V0 by I कर देते हैं. V0 by I will be equal to 1 minus 1 by K divided by R1. Similarly, इसमें क्या आ जाएगा? I into यहाँ तक सब कुछ आ गया है हमें. Now we will start solving it. I will write, apply this equation 4 into, applying 4 into, what will I get? I into 1 minus 1 by K into R2 is equal to V0 by K. And I will also now check the first equation. I into R1 is equal to V0 into 1 minus 1 by K. तो इन दोनों को मैं डिवाइड कर देता हूँ. मैं asking to find R2 by R1. No, so I'll do R2 by R1 by R2. So R1 is V0 by I into 1 minus 1 by K, and R2 is V0 by I into 1 by K into 1 minus 1 by K. तो अब R1 by R2 कर दो, हो जाएगा सीधा, हो जाएगा R1 by R2 will be V naught by this will get cancelled, you will get 1 minus 1 by K by inverse of this, no, by 1 by K into 1 minus 1 by K. तो इससे क्या आ जाएगा, इसको ऊपर लेके जाओ, you will get 1 minus 1 by K whole square into K, which is K minus 1 whole square by K, which is option. Understood? I hope this is clear to you guys. आराम से करो, जस्ट सॉल्व ऑल द 4 इक्वेशंस, ये जो 4 इक्वेशंस है वो सबको सॉल्व करो, एंड देन वंस यू आर डन सॉल्विंग इट you can start substituting all the equations. Okay, great. Now let's see this question, the ratio of R2 by R3. So R2 by R3 के लिए we will use the last two parts. एकदम लास्ट टू को सॉल्व कर दो तो सीधा आंसर हो ही जाएगा यार. दिस इज अ वेरी, इट्स easier because the same current is flowing through both of them. अच्छा, he wants us to find R2 by R3. तो चलो ठीक है, ऐसे करके ले लो. द पोटेंशियल हियर इज हाउ मच, V by K power n minus 1, and here the potential is V by K power n. यहाँ पे जो करंट फ्लो हो रहा है will get distributed among this side and this side. The same current will flow through this and this. We already know the relation between R1 and R2. So actually, if I find out the relation between R1 and R3, I can solve the answer. No, I'll find out R1 by R3, and then I will say R2 by R3 will be equal to R2 by R1 into R1 by R3. I will use chain rule here. I will use chain rule here, which is pretty killer. उसमें so I will even forget this whole thing now. एकदम इस सबको simple कर दूंगा. I will not even solve this. I can directly see and say based on this, and I can directly substitute the values. I know same current is flowing through this. यहाँ पे potential V by K power n minus 1 है. So I into R1 will be equal to V by K power n minus 1 minus V by K power n, and I into R3 is V by K power n. समझ में आया? तो इन दोनों को डिवाइड करने से क्या होगा, R1 by R3 चाहिए ना हमें. So yeah, I will do R1 by R3, which for this I will take V by K power n common. I will get K minus 1 by V by K power n. So what is the value coming out to be? This value is coming out to be K minus 1. So value of R1 by R3 is equal to K by K, is equal to K minus 1. And what is, so we'll just substitute the values. R2 by R3 is equal to R2 by R1 into R1 by R3, which is, what is the value of R2 by R1? From the previous question we'll get K by K minus 1 whole square, because it's inverse of R1 by R2, into R1 by R3 is K minus 1. So equating both we'll get K by K minus, which is option C here. Understood? So must raga solution, definitely great solution here. So I want you guys to share it everywhere so that everyone can see these kind of simple and elegant solutions, guys. Now the current that passes through the resistance R2 nearest to V0 is, अब तो हो गया हमारा solution, पहले ही कर चुके हैं हम. V0, we know the resistance here is you have to find the whole thing in terms of R3. You have to find the answer in terms of R3. Okay, चलो ठीक है, कोई टेंशन नहीं है. यहाँ पे पोटेंशियल V0 है. The current through this is through this R1, and then current through this R2 will be how much? The potential here is V0 by K. So current will be, I will be equal to V0 by K R2. And what is R2 by R3? R2 by R3 is K minus 1 by K. So R3 will become how much? R2 can be written as R3 into K minus 1 by K. I'll substitute this in this. I will be equal to V0 by K into R3 into K minus 1 by K. ये K ऊपर गया, ये दोनों कैंसिल हो गया, सीधा क्या आ जाएगा, सिंपल सा इक्वेशन आ गया, V0 by R3 into K minus तो कोई ऑप्शन में नहीं है तो क्या मिस्टेक किए हम? Let's figure it out. This kind of these things only we have to analyze very nicely. So let's see. What is the value of R2 by R3 we got? We have to write that first. Value of R2 by R3 is K by K minus 1. So R2 by R3 is equal to K by K minus 1. So R3 is equal to, अरे यार यही तो मिस्टेक करते हैं ना हम लोग, ऐसे ही जानबूझ के कर लेते हैं ये. R3 we should be written as R2 by K minus 1. अब होगी बात, I across R2 will be equal to V naught by K R2. अब R2 को क्या लिखोगे? ये तो सही है. R2 को K by R minus 1 करते हैं. I across R2 is this for sure. All right. तो यस विल सब्स्टिट्यूट इट, एक बार देख लेते हैं. हाँ यार हो गया, R2 इज इक्वल टू R3 इंटू के बाई के माइनस 1 हो गया. सब्स्टिट्यूट दिस ईयर. अरे यार I across R2 will be equal to V naught by K square into R3 into K minus 1. हम जंबल उल्टा कर दिए तो कैंसिल कर रहे थे. It's actually not getting cancelled. This is the value which is option D. The answer is option D. Alright, so ये देखो, ये एक और बहुत सिंपल बढ़िया प्रॉब्लम है. Find the potential difference across the points AB as shown in the circuit. इसमें I will tell you this is a typical junction law question. This is a typical junction law question. Across AB I will write one loop here, one loop here and one loop here. We will get the answer right away. Getting it guys? तो ऐसे करने से सीधा आंसर आ जाता है. All right. इसको पहले सोचो. इसको लूप 1 मान लेता हूँ, इसको लूप 2 कर लेता हूँ, इसको लूप 3 कर लेता हूँ. The current here I will take it to be I1. Current in this I will take it as I2. तो इसमें करंट विल बी I3. तो इसमें करंट I3 ले लिया, इसमें करंट I2 ले लिया, इसमें करंट I1 ले लिए. I will solve this loop now. I will call this I1, I2. Let's take everywhere current is flowing through to junction A and it is coming through junction B. I will call this I1, I2, I3 and I4. यहाँ पे वोल्टेज छोटा है तो इसको ऐसे करते हैं. From these all and now I'll take this loop. Loop 1, loop 2 and loop 3. Alright, now we can start solving guys. One thing we know using Kirchhoff's junction law is I1 plus I2 will be equal to I3 plus I4. This is the first equation we'll write. I1 plus I2, because there are currents coming in, I3, I4 are currents going out. So this is what I wrote. Now I will take Kirchhoff's loop laws. Alright, I will take the loop laws. Hello, Parshwa Patil. I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you? Sharvil Coat. Welcome. So this question let's solve by using Kirchhoff's loop law. We are doing a few problems on this. So Kirchhoff's loop law में क्या होगा? The first loop is across this circle. So I'll start from this edge. I'll start from this. I'll just draw the loops everywhere. I'll draw separate loops so that you will get full clarity about how to solve this problem. यहाँ पे 1 ohm है, यहाँ पे 6 ohms है, and this is 1 ohm. This is 10 volts. तो यहाँ पे करंट कितना है? So you can, I'll start from this point. I'll write plus 10 volts minus I1 into 1 minus 6 into I4 again minus I1 is equal to 0. So इससे हमें एक इक्वेशन आ जाएगा 2I2 plus 6I4 is equal to 10. We'll simplify this further saying I2 plus 3I4 I1 है ना ये I1 plus 3I4 is equal to 5. This is equation number 2. We got another equation. We need 3 more equations. We need 3 equations, 3 variables to solve this problem. That is all. Okay. So एक इक्वेशन जंक्शन लूप से हो गया, एक इक्वेशन फर्स्ट लूप से हुआ, अब दूसरा लूप करेंगे. दिस इज लूप 1. नाउ लेट्स सॉल्व फॉर लूप 2. लूप 2 कैसा है? लूप 2 को अलग से ड्रॉ करेंगे. एवरी लूप यू ड्रॉ सेपरेटली. ऑलराइट, व्हेनेवर you have, if you have time in solving it, you can draw different loops separately and solve problems in a very elegant manner. Okay, so इसमें क्या हो रहा है? By the way, one more thing you have to understand, what is the current through this B. You know, I4 is coming like this and I1 is going this way and I4 is going here. Okay, so यहाँ से I4 जा रहा है और यहाँ पे I3 आ रहा है और I2 आ रहा है. So यहाँ पे current will be I2 plus I3. एकदम simple सी हो गया. Okay, so यहाँ पे हम what all can we solve now? We know the current here is I2 plus I3. The potential is 4 volts. I'm taking the loop in this manner. And this current here is I4 in this way. All right. So now let me write the equation. From here I will start. I'm going against the current, which means the current potential difference will increase. And I'm going against the battery, which means the potential difference will decrease. And here it will be potential difference decrease because current is flowing in this direction. So there's one more equation we got. This will be equal to 0. So इसको simplify कर दो. What will you get? 3I4 minus I2 minus I3 is equal to 2. This is the third equation we are getting, guys. What is I4 minus I2 minus I3 is equal to 2 volts. All right. So हमें basically 3I4 का वैल्यू अगर पता चलेगा तो इससे आंसर हो जाएगा. Because 3 times I4 is 6 times I4 is the potential difference across AB. हमें 3I4 अगर पता चलेगा तो we can automatically get off the value of I2 and I3 if you get solved. So let's solve everything in terms of I2, I4. So 3I4 is equal to 5 minus I1. And 3I4 is also equal to 2 plus I2 plus I3. इसको बगल में रख देते हैं because we never know when we'll use this. Okay. Equal to 2 plus I2 plus. All right. Okay, ये second loop second है. तो third loop किधर होगा? The third loop will be this. तो इसको मैं ऐसे करके I am going to do it in clockwise, counterclockwise sense. I am going to do this loop in counterclockwise sense because I have a 9 volt battery there. So just let's start writing all the equations again. यहाँ से start करूँगा. I'll draw the battery first. अरे यार ये तो बहुत सिंपल हो जाएगा ये लूप से. यहाँ 9 वोल्ट है, यहाँ पे 16 ohms है और यहाँ पे 4 volts है. तो इस लूप में अगर सॉल्व करोगे यू विल डायरेक्टली गेट फ्रॉम हियर. लेट मी स्टार्ट. 9 volts minus 16 I2 minus 4 is equal to 0. तो इससे I2 कितना हो गया? सीधा 5/16 आ गया. We got one of the answers, guys, from the equation 4. From the fourth loop we got of the value of I2. We got the value of I2. So now I will substitute this here. I will all find out the values of I4 now. I will substitute all values of I4 and I will find out, I will equate them. Okay, उससे कुछ नहीं होगा ना. We have to solve for other values. I4 को solve करने से I4 नहीं आएगा. याद रख लेना एनी टाइम. जनरली ये याद रखो, I4 को तुम सब जगह I4 को कॉमन ले लिए तो you will never get the value of I4. You have to solve for I4 means you have to eliminate other variables. Understood? So इसको, this is equation 4. I am putting this. Now I will put this value first in equation 3. I'll put I2 is equal to 5 by 16 in all equations. First in equation 1, what will I get? I1 plus 5 by 16 is equal to I3 plus I4. ये हो गया हमारा next equations. Set में 3 variables आएंगे अब I1, I2 and I1, I3 and I4 only. So we will just substitute values. And one more thing we will get, we'll substitute this I2 in this. What will we get? 3I4 is equal to 2 plus 5 by 16, which is equal to 21 by 16 plus I2. ये हो गया दूसरा equation, and the third equation is here. I1 plus I4 is 3I4 is equal to 3I4 is 5 minus I1. ठीक है, ये तो समझ में आया ना सबको. 3I4 is equal to 21 by 16 plus I2. ये मस्त आ गया. Now next we'll substitute this value in equation 2 which cannot be substituted. तो सीधा आ जाएगा 3I4 plus I1 is equal to 5. अब इन दोनों को subtract कर दो, we will get of I2 and I1 का relation, and that I can substitute in this. We will get a much simpler equation once I substitute these both. All right. So इन दोनों को subtract कर दो, we will get, I will subtract this from this. I1 is equal to 5 minus 21 by 16 minus I2. तो इसमें क्या आ गया? I1 plus I2 is equal to, I1 plus I2 होते ही पूरा इक्वेशन सॉल्व हो जाएगा. I1 plus I3 है, राइट? तो चलो, लेट मी गो टू द नेक्स्ट पेज हियर. हेलो नफीस शेख, या इट इज ऑसम. एक नया पेज सॉल्व कर देते हैं. ये थोड़ा लेंदी प्रॉब्लम होता है, तो दैट्स व्हाई आई एम डूइंग इट इन द लास्ट पार्ट ऑफ द पेपर. ओके, तो एक बार फिर से ये तीनों इक्वेशन यहाँ पे लिख देते हैं. लेट्स राइट ऑल द 3 इक्वेशंस अगेन. I1 plus 5 by 16 is equal to I3 plus I4. Was that the first equation? Yes. All right, and the next equations we got 3I4 is equal to 21 by 16 plus I3. Yes. और फाइनली वाला क्या हुआ? 3I4 plus I1 is equal to 5. 3I4 plus I1 is equal to 5. ये हो गया 3 इक्वेशंस, 3 वेरिएबल्स. हमें इन तीनों को सॉल्व करना है. पहले I subtracted this from this, so what will I get? Minus I1 will be equal to 21 by 16 minus 5 plus I3. सबको उस साइड भेज दिए, तो I will get I1 plus I3 will be equal to 5 minus 21 by 16, which is how much? 5 16s are 80 हो गया, तो ये वैल्यू हो गया 59 by 16. I1 plus I3 कितना हुआ? 59 by 16 हो गया. तो I1 plus I3 यहाँ पे भी ढूंढ लो. I1 plus 5 by 16, I1 को तो यही इक्वेशन में सब्स्टिट्यूट कर सकते हैं. So now I3 in terms of I1 I can write off. I can substitute this in this or this. Let me substitute in both. I will substitute this in both equation 1 and 2. So I will directly get I1 is equal to 59 by 16 minus I3. इसको लिख दूंगा ऊपर इक्वेशन में. 59 by 16 minus I3 plus 5 by 16 is equal to I3 plus I4. हो गया, एक मस्त इक्वेशन आया यहाँ पे. Let's send this I3 to the other side. What will I get? This will become 4. 4 is equal to 2I3 plus I4. और ये हो गया 3I4 minus I3 is equal to 21 by 16. अब सॉल्यूशन आ जाएगा. इसको into 2 कर दो, एकदम झक्कास. 4 is equal to 2I3 plus I4, and ये 21 by 8 is equal to 6I4 minus 2I3. दोनों को ऐड कर दो, सिंपल. तो क्या हो गया? 7I4 is equal to 4 plus 21 by 8. 4 plus 21 by 8 कितना? 21 by 8 is 6 point. चलो ऐसे मत लग लो, सीधा सॉल्व करेंगे. 32 plus 53 by 8. तो I4 कितना हुआ? 53 by 28 amps. And what is the potential difference across AB? 6I4, which is equal to 53 into 6 by 28. ये हो गया आंसर. एकदम मस्त. थोड़ा लेंदी है, but then this is the right answer. It will be 159 by. Clear guys? So yes, now let's go to the next question. This is again an easy question. That was the lengthy question, guys. Last में बहुत easy questions डाल दिया so that you guys can answer it. Parshva Patil, Sharvil Khote, Nafi Shaikh. I want you guys to answer this question. A heating element has a resistance of 100 ohms at 500 at room temperature. It is connected to a 220 volt battery. It is connected to a 220 volt supply. The steady current of 2 amperes passes in it. All right, heating element at room temperature, 100 at room temperature, when it's connected to 220 volts, only 2 amperes is passing through it at temperature 500 degrees. तो मतलब temperature, तो इसका आंसर बताओ यार, by the way. So I want you guys to answer it. Let me give you just one moment, guys. I am going to on the timer. Timer app को मैं लगा दूंगा so that you guys can solve it along with the timer. Hello, I am giving you 1 minute to solve this question. All right, तो इसमें लॉजिक है. This is all टेलीमेट्री. It's a principle of thermometry. फर्स्ट ईयर में हो तो फिर भी लॉजिकली सॉल्व कर लेना. दिस क्वेश्चन आई विल सॉल्व विदाउट यूजिंग एनीथिंग. ओके, आई वोंट यूज एनी करंट वाला फंडा एक्सेप्ट फॉर V इज इक्वल टू IR. उसको छोड़ के आई वोंट यूज एनीथिंग. Sir, I'm not yet started this topic. Do please tell me, should I? So this is the last day, Sharvil. This is the last day for this. Oh, अरे ये क्या हो गया? बीच में रुक के हो गया. Last day for this topic. From tomorrow, I will start a new topic. So you can definitely follow that new topic. Even Parshva Patil, you are from class 12. I am going to teach nuclear physics, which is totally different from anything we just discussed. Okay, जैसे कि nuclear physics will be totally different. मतलब थोड़ा एनर्जी कॉन्सेप्ट ये सब का जरूरत होता है जो मैं डेफिनेटली एक्सप्लेन कर दूंगा. तो स्टे ट्यून टू दिस चैनल. यू विल डेफिनेटली हैव, इट डजंट मैटर विच क्लास यू स्टडी. यस, ऑप्शन बी इज द राइट आंसर. इज इट? हाँ बिल्कुल सही आंसर है. यस, तो इसको सॉल्व करते हैं. वेरी गुड. यस, गुड जॉब नफी शाइक. ग्रेट जॉब. एकदम आंसर आधा मिनट में कर दिया. तो दोज हु डोंट नो हाउ टू सॉल्व इट लाइक शर्विल एंड परशवा, let me tell you, I will solve it by pure logic. उससे कुछ नहीं होगा. I will just solve it by using logic and by using the formula V is equal to IR. ठीक है. At room temperature, the coefficient of resistance is 100. The resistance is 100 ohms. ठीक है. And when it is at 500 degree centigrade, the resistance will increase. तो resistance कितना हुआ? Resistance 110 ohms हुआ. At room temperature, मान लो ये इसको कुछ 0 डिग्रीज ले लो फॉर सिंप्लिसिटी. रूम टेम्परेचर नहीं है. एट फ्रीजिंग टेम्परेचर 0 डिग्रीज पे 100 है, 500 डिग्रीज पे 110 है. व्हाट इज द कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ एक्सपैंड रेजिस्टेंस? सो इट विल बी व्हाट? सो एज टेम्परेचर इंक्रीजेस इट विल इंक्रीज. नो, आर फाइनल विल बी इक्वल टू R0 इनटू 1 प्लस अल्फा डेल्टा टी. तो यही इक्वेशन यूज करेंगे. दिस इज द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ थर्मोमेट्री. इट विल वर्क एवरीवेयर, गाइस. Those who did not get it, like Parshva Patil and Sharvil Khote, you understand this will be used everywhere. इससे हमें कोई जरूरत नहीं है टू नो फिजिक्स. दिस इज जस्ट लॉजिक. सो जनरली कैसा फ्लो होगा? 0 डिग्रीज पे एक रेजिस्टेंस होगा और 500 डिग्रीज पे एक रेजिस्टेंस होगा. द स्लोप इज ओनली अल्फा. द स्लोप ऑफ दिस लाइन is equal to alpha, which is how much? Delta R by delta T. Alpha will be equal to delta R by delta T. अब delta R कितना है? 10 ohms है. और delta T कितना है? 500 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड है. तो इसका इक्वेशन कितना हो गया? सिंपल हो गया ना एकदम. 1/50 विच इज इक्वल टू 2 इंटू 10 टू द पावर -3. ये क्या हो गया? ये 10 पावर -3 है दोस्त, -4 नहीं है, -3 है ना ये. हाँ, डेल्टा आर बाई आर डेल्टा टी, सॉरी. हाँ, इंटू 1/100 भी हो गया ऑफ कोर्स. तो 1/50 इंटू 1/100, हाउ मच विल दिस बिकम? 1/5000 विच इज इक्वल टू 2 इंटू 10 टू द पावर -4 पर डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड. क्योंकि डेल्टा आर बाई डेल्टा टी नहीं, डेल्टा आर बाई आर डेल्टा टी है ये. आई बैड. इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन एंड यू गॉट द राइट आंसर. ग्रेट. तो ये अल्फा हमेशा ये एक ही फॉर्मूला होता है, डेल्टा आर बाई आर डेल्टा टी. दिस विल वर्क इन एनी कंडीशन. Yes, exactly. This will work in many situations, like even PV power gamma, any polytropic process. Everywhere you will see this kind of formula. Okay, क्योंकि this alpha is only coefficient with respect to temperature. It won't depend on any matter. It will only depend on temperature. तो इसका यूनिट हमेशा बाई डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड होना है. तो न्यूमरेटर में जो है हमेशा वो डेल्टा आर बाई आर या डेल्टा वी बाई वी या डेल्टा एल बाई एल, everything will be change in length by length, change in radius by r. So all these will work out for coefficient of expansion. When you want to find out coefficient problems, this is not a resistance problem, this is the coefficient problem. You also always have to divide delta r by r on numerator and then do delta t in the denominator. To say any kind of question you will get the answer. All right, तो ये क्वेश्चन है, what is the current flow given in the given circuit. ये कैसे करोगे? What is the current across that R resistance there? तो इसमें कैसे करेंगे? Let me tell you. एकदम बहुत सिंपल सॉल्यूशन होगा इसका भी. एंड फ्रैंकली आई डोंट नो हाउ टू सॉल्व दिस. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे करंट एक I ले लो, यहाँ पे करंट I1 हो गया, तो यहाँ पे करंट I2 हो गया, यहाँ पे I3, I4, I5, I6. So one thing we know, these both are same current. So generally what we'll do is we'll simplify this into a circuit which has, and we know all of these have same potential. ठीक है, तो इसको मैं simplify कर दूंगा. there's nothing to tension here. I1, I2, I3, I4 एक मेथड है जो बहुत लंबा है, इसको मैं बहुत सिंपल मेथड में सॉल्व करूंगा. I'll take all of them to have same potential. तो अब let's draw this circuit now. ये V हो गया. Now join everything here. This is R, this is 2R, this is R, this is 2R, this is R, एक और 2R है, और उसके बाद यहाँ के ऊपर दो 2Rs लगे हुए हैं. ठीक है, so that's it. We have to find out the potential, the current flowing through this, current flowing through this resistance. तो यहाँ पे in parallel to this. तो इसमें बस इसके अक्रॉस रेजिस्टेंस कैलकुलेट करना है. तो इससे सर्किट अब सिंप्लीफाई हो गया ना. नाउ यू सी दिस इज अ वेरी इजी क्वेश्चन. अब इसको सॉल्व करेंगे. लेट्स सॉल्व दिस क्वेश्चन स्टेप बाय स्टेप. दीज बोथ विल बिकम आर. अब ये क्वेश्चन इतना इजी है, ये दोनों आर हो जाएंगे. दिस विल बी इन सीरीज विद दिस. अगेन इट विल बिकम 2R इन पैरेलल विद 2R. दिस विल बिकम R अगेन. 2R and R together again will become 2R parallel R. So effective R effective will be equal to, if you observe carefully, so now let me simplify this circuit for you. Good evening, man. You're way too late, but don't worry. We are doing like, I think we have the last 2-3 questions here. तो इसमें I am trying to solve this problem in a very elegant way. तो इन दोनों को, ये 2R और ये 2R पैरेलल में है, तो यहाँ पे जो भी करंट यहाँ पे है इक्वली फ्लो होगा. यहाँ पे जो करंट है इट विल बिकम I/2 and I/2. And one more thing, if you observe, if you simplify this and this have 2R and 2R respectively. तो यहाँ पे अगर I ले लिए तो यहाँ से 2I करंट फ्लो हो रहा है, राइट. एंड बाय सिमेट्री अगेन यहाँ पे 4I करंट फ्लो होगा. गेटिंग इट? सो नाउ आई विल सिंप्लीफाई इट फॉर यू. इट इज सच ए सिमेट्रिक क्वेश्चन. यहाँ पे जो करंट है, यहाँ पे I/2 हुआ, यहाँ पे I/2 हुआ, यहाँ पे I/4 हुआ, यहाँ पे I/4 हुआ, और इवेंचुअली यहाँ पे I/8 and I/8 are the currents flowing through this. Even the current through this is I. Got it? Only this circuit, if you see, current flowing through this is I. So what? Check the value here. I into R, I/2 into 2R. So V will be equal to IR plus I/2 into 2R, which means V is equal to 2IR. I will be equal to V by 2R, and the current flowing through this is I/8. I/8 implies V by 16R, which is option. Yes, great job, guys. Okay, this I think is the last question of the day. Sim 24, you came for the last question. So a rheostat का question है इसमें. What is the value of rheostat for which the voltmeter will show reading of 1 volt? सिंपल है, इसमें वोल्टमीटर का रीडिंग 1 वोल्ट होना है. So let's just start solving this equation like this. I will take the resistance to be R here, and the potential here and here should have a difference of 1 volt. अंडरस्टूड. यहाँ पे करंट फ्लो नहीं होगा बिकॉज इज अ वोल्ट मीटर एंड इट विल हैव नेग्लिजिबल करंट फ्लोइंग थ्रू हाई रेजिस्टेंस, तो करंट नेग्लिजिबल है. तो इसका 5 वोल्ट है, इसका जो भी करंट है यहाँ पे फ्लो होगा. ठीक है. राइट अ लूप लॉ हियर. आई विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम हियर. I will say I will start from here first because I will start from this point. I will say minus I into R minus 2 is equal to 1. ये आ गया एक, because the potential difference between this and this is 1 volt. I will go in this direction. I'll say minus R minus 2 is equal to 1. So इससे क्या आ जाएगा? Minus IR is equal to 3. IR is equal to minus 3. ये एक हो गया इक्वेशन हमारा. And then if you check across this side, if you solve it from this end, you will also get from here to here the potential difference. अरे यार ये मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? From potential difference from here to here, this I am taking is higher potential. No, I'll take this as plus side. So I will get minus 2i plus 5 is equal to 1. तो इसमें क्या आ गया? Minus 2i is equal to minus 4, which means I is equal to 2. I को 2 सब्स्टिट्यूट कर दो इसमें. I is equal to 2 सब्स्टिट्यूट कर दिए तो R वैल्यू कितना हो गया? मतलब माइनस 3/2 नहीं, उल्टा आएगा. R का वैल्यू हो गया 3/2 ohms, which is equal to 1.5 ohms. So that is it, guys. It was an awesome session. So great one. So if you like this session, do subscribe to this, hit the like button and share it everywhere. YouTube में सब जगह, YouTube के इसको Facebook में सब जगह, Telegraph पे सब जगह share कर दो. Hit the bell icon and use the code NSS1 for using the plus subscription. When you're taking the plus subscription, don't forget to use the code NSS1. Yeah, today's session is full of problems and we got stuck in one problem. We solved all the problems eventually, but then it was a fun experience. So do share it everywhere. Definitely see it. Okay. Yes. Adios, amigos. Let's crack IIT-JEE in English. This is for you guys in English. So until next time, see you guys. Oh, you went to badminton and forgot about class. It's okay, man. Badminton is always good. मतलब खेलने कभी मना नहीं करता हूँ. So until next time, adios amigos. Go Sunrisers.